Yo, what is going on guys, Flashverse here and welcome back to another video on the Flash movie. And today we got some insane news in regards to Ben Affleck returning as the Dark Knight himself for the Flash movie, which is very exciting. So for this video I'll be talking about the return of the DCEU Batman for the Flash movie and break it all down. But before I go over anything, however, you guys don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel so you are aware of more DCEU content coming your way. So this movie couldn't get crazier enough. We first got the teaser that this movie will be Flashpoint and will heavily focus on the multiverse itself. We then got slapped with the news that Michael Keaton's Batman will be returning for the Flash movie, and he'll be some like multiverse traveling Batman, which is just really cool. And just when things couldn't get any better, we got the return of Ben Affleck's Batman. Now for me at least, the cherry on top to all of this will be the confirmation for Grant Gustin's Flash to appear in this movie. But I guess they'll leave that as a surprise for the movie. Now what makes this news so shocking is that Affleck had no interest in coming back in the past, and everyone was really getting over the fact that he will no longer be playing Batman. But then out of nowhere, he returned. So wow, we will basically be having two Batmans in this movie, possibly even a third one if we do see a Flashpoint Batman, which it's just so crazy to think about. And just think about this, the fact that they revealed this just before DC FanDome. Think about what they will actually reveal for DC FanDome during the Flash movie panel. I can probably guarantee it will be even more crazy stuff. But for this video, I'll mainly go over this article from VanityFair.com, and we'll be getting more context in regards to Ben Affleck's return, and I'll be giving you guys my overall thoughts to all of this. So here we go. Batman Forever strives for a chance to set things right. That may finally happen with Ben Affleck's version of the crime fighter. The Argo director's brooding Dark Knight is coming back for one more movie, with Affleck agreeing to return as Bruce Wayne in the upcoming big screen version of The Flash, Vanity Fair has learned. So the fact that it says one more movie kind of alludes to the fact that this will officially be the end of the line for Ben Affleck's Batman. So maybe after the timeline is broken due to the repercussions of Flashpoint, it would be that Ben Affleck's Batman will get erased from the timeline and possibly get replaced by someone else. Who knows? Portrayals of Batman always ignite furious debate among fans, and Affleck's selection for the part continues to provoke intense discussion. Even years after he first donned the cowl, some love him, some disparage him, some refuse to see him in the role from the very beginning, while some consider him an underrated favorite who deserves more chances to play the role on screen. The Flash movie, which is planned for release in summer 2022, will feature fast-moving hyperhero Barry Allen, played by Ezra Miller, breaking the bonds of physics to crash into various parallel dimensions, where he'll encounter slightly different versions of DC's classic heroes. In an adaptation to DC's 2011 Flashpoint series of comic book crossovers directed by Andy Muschietti, the filmmaker behind the recent adaptations of King's It and It Chapter 2. So this is very interesting, and the fact that this article is talking about Ezra Miller breaking the bonds of physics and crashes into various parallel universes of DC characters. Could this be that the scene that we saw from Crisis on Infinite Earths? Could it be that Ezra Miller was earth hopping during this Flash movie, and this is what resulted to that Crisis on Infinite Earths scene? I hope not, because I'd love to see a different scene with Grant Gustin and Ezra Miller's Flash both on screen together. So I hope that that Crisis scene isn't during the Flashpoint movie. I hope that that was just its own thing. Affleck got the script at the end of last week and agreed this week to join the project. He's a very substantial part of the emotional impact of the movie. The interactions and relationship between Barry and Affleck's Wayne will bring an emotional level that we haven't seen before, the director added. It's Barry's movie, it's Barry's story, but their characters are even more related than we think. They both lost their mothers to murder, and that's one of the more emotional vessels of the movie. That's where Affleck's Batman kicks in. Affleck won't be the only Batman making a comeback. A few more of the alternate dimension heroes who turn up in the Flash movie will be figures we've seen before. Michael Keaton's Batman from 1989 Tim Burton film is also set to appear in what Andy Muschietti said was a substantial part. So I kind of have a theory towards this, and I kind of mentioned that earlier into this video as well, and it is that we will be seeing the death of Ben Affleck's Batman during this movie. So during the start of the film, I'm guessing we will see Barry struggling with the fact that he doesn't have a mother, or maybe like he's remembering that night where his mother died. So he goes to the person who'd best understand him, and that obviously being Ben Affleck's Batman, as they both suffered a huge tragedy that changed their life. Now over here, I'm guessing is where all that emotional stuff kicks in, and this gives Barry the decision to do Flashpoint. So he ends up altering the timeline and ending up screwing up, and this results to Ben Affleck's Batman getting erased from the timeline. And after Flashpoint, when the timeline is restored, things will obviously be changed. So maybe Michael Keaton ends up being the new Batman of the DCEU, or it could even be Robert Pattinson's Batman, we don't know. So the fact that they're confirming a lot of things in regards to this movie, so like the plot and various characters that will be appearing in this movie, this looks to be like the craziest DC movie that we will be getting, and will be the one that obviously reboots the DC universe going forward, which is just really exciting. But let's continue with this article. There's another reason the Flash needed the character affectionately known as Batfleck. In DC's movie universe, Affleck's grey-templed Bruce Wayne is one of Ezra's Flash would consider the original Batman, the one he has already fought alongside in previous Zack Snyder films. Muschietti said it wouldn't work as well for him to venture into company of other Batmen without having Affleck as the starting point. He's the baseline. He's part of that unaltered state before we jump into Barry's adventure, the director said. There's a familiarity there. Now, people were wondering how Ben Affleck agreed to do Batman one last time when he just kept saying, "Oh, I'm done. I'm not playing Batman anymore." So this is what Barbara Muschietti had to say in regards to Ben Affleck reprising his role as the Dark Knight. The producer of the Flash movie and the sister of the director, Andy Muschietti, told Vanity Fair she had worried this might make him reluctant to return at all. There have been some sorts of stories and things he said about himself having a very difficult time playing Batman, and it had been difficult for him. She said, "I think it was more about a difficult time in his life. When we approached him, he's now in a very different time in his life. He was very open to it, which was a bit of a surprise to us. It was a question mark. We are all human and go through great times in our lives and terrible times in our lives," she added. Right now, he's in a place where he can actually enjoy playing Batman. Plus, he doesn't have to carry the entire movie this time, so it's a pivotal role, but at the same time, it's a fun part, she said. So, yeah, very interesting stuff. Now, we know the reason that Batfleck quit the role at first was because he was obviously having a very tough time playing Batman, because he had to put like all that weight in. He just had to do so much stuff to prepare for the role as Batman. Like, it was really tough for him. So he's like, okay, I cannot do this anymore. That's it for me. But as we can see over here, this time it's a Flash movie. So it's not Batman versus Superman. It's not Justice League. He doesn't need to carry this movie this time. He only needs to be there for a bit. So I do get why he's like in the right place to play Batman right now than he was in previous occurrences of the movie. Because as I said before, and as the article said, for this movie, he doesn't have to carry it. So yeah, very interesting stuff, as I said, and I'm so happy that Ben Affleck is back as Batman, and I just cannot wait till DC FanDome for more info in regards to this movie. But yeah guys, thanks for watching. If you guys have enjoyed the video, please give a like and subscribe. Tell me in the comment section down below what you guys think about Ben Affleck returning. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video.